Laura, you were just telling us a little bit about yourself, and
Um, I was
yes.
just going to start in on my sarcasm, and 22 years of as a pampered chef consultant, and I'm only 29, and yet I have an 18-year-old, and the math doesn't math, so I don't know. But anyway, so,
I'm gonna disappear so you can do your thing. Thank you, Laura.
so we're making lasagna primavera tonight. Now, the difference between lasagna primavera and regular lasagna primavera usually is a lighter in flavor. It's lighter in the richness because it's mostly vegetables and it doesn't have the sausage and hamburger meat and stuff like that. Okay. However, mine is going to have chicken in it because anytime I try to do a meatless dish, my husband tries to think we're going to cash in on his life insurance. So I am going to add chicken to our dish tonight. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to get our veggies prepped. So we're using zucchini and carrots. So we're going to use our rapid prep mandolin, okay? Now, this, you can do little matchstick carrots. We're actually doing slices. See this? So we're going to go ahead. And what I usually do is I start it right here and then make sure, sorry if you can see it, I don't know if the camera moved while we were in the middle of are going back and forth. So definitely don't ever put your hand inside the hopper, okay? Bad things happen there. So we use our little thingy, the protector, so that we don't slice any fingers, okay? Now, honestly, this is just a fun tool to use. And now we're going to use zucchini. Now, I'm going to add another ingredient that's not in the recipe handout. So I actually was given a bag of, I think it's Swiss chard. So it's not spinach and it's not kale. So you're still going to have joy as you eat it. We're going to add this to our recipe as well. So we're going to trim our zucchini, okay? Now I want to show you a little tip. This is our 5-inch utility knife from our foundation set. Now here's the cool part. My foundation set lives right here in this drawer in my island. It's the only island I'm ever going to own. But right here, you can flip it like this and put it on your counter if that's what you want. Or you can keep it in the drawer hidden, just like this, okay? Now, trimming our veggies, we're just going to cut off those ends. And now I want to show you another tip. Now, I learned this tip from my friend Julie. And I got to tell you, one of the things of being a consultant is you learn so much from other consultants, okay? I love that as a consultant myself who, yes, I love to cook, but I still have so much to learn. So I love the fact that as consultants, we share with each other, okay? This is my veggie scrap bag. This stays in the freezer at all times. Now, we're going to put all that scrap in here. And I'm going to put all of this back in the freezer. And when the bag is full, I'm going to boil it down and have homemade veggie broth for pennies, okay? Now I can see some of you want me to adjust the camera, so I'm going to do that. Is that a little bit better? I hope that that's better for you, okay? All right, so we're going to set this aside, and we're going to do our zucchini, okay? Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to turn my skillet back on and get that nice and hot. So that skillet is our new stainless steel, and I love stainless steel. Now, some of you might feel a little intimidated by it, but I will tell you, with a little bit of education, you will become a pro, okay? So, we are going to... Do you see what I do as I put my hand on the top just to get it down right here? And then as far as I go, so that I don't get my hand inside. My carrots, I added extra carrots because I didn't want to just leave like 3 in the bag because that's what my teenager does. And so I wanted to use them up. But now I think I have more carrots than I need. So anyway, yes, you heard my dogs. They were supposed to be downstairs, but That's a constant in my life. So, here we go. We have a lot of veggies. Now, let me share a tip with you. I cooked our chicken right here. Now, I don't know if you can see it in the pan. Do you see all this brown goodness? That is a gift. It is called fond, F-O-N-D, and it is flavor. Do not ever get rid of that. Whether you're cooking chicken or any type of meat. By the way, I live in the country and I have fields all around us and cattle and horses, and so therefore I have flies, and so this little fan is preventing any leftover flies. I mean, they should be dead. It's October, and so I don't know what's going on and why they're still here. But this is what that's doing, is keeping my food safe, okay? And that is not a Pampered Chef item. One day it might be. So now we're gonna add a little bit of oil to our skillet. This is our oil dispenser. Now this is one reason why I love this, okay? Is because we have a tendency to use way more oil than what we really need. And if we just squeeze, so I have just regular olive oil, and you just squeeze the sides, then you get to control how much you need. You don't need very much, okay? We're just gonna put a little bit in here because I actually used some already with my chicken. So I don't really need all that much, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put our veggies in here to get them cooking, okay? This is way more veggies than what you really need, but like I said, I didn't want to have just 3 carrots left in the bag. That annoys me so bad. Okay, so we're going to give this a stir, and we're gonna add some salt and pepper to this. So right here is our salt and pepper dispenser. By the way, I know you can't see it, but is our new silicone mat is right here, and that's what I leave my oil on, okay? So we're gonna add, okay, we're gonna add salt, and we're gonna add pepper, okay? So you can add however much you want, depending on your likes, but here's something to consider. Salt is your friend. It is a flavor enhancer. Adding salt to the beginning of your recipe is going to enhance your recipe. It is not going to be salty. What makes food salty is when we add it at the end. So adding it to the beginning of your recipe will actually cook into your food, absorb it, and enhance the flavors. Just a little tip for you. All right, so we're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna get our other ingredients ready. I do need to add some garlic. So this is our garlic press. This is like a staple, okay? Now, any recipe that says 1 clove of garlic, they obviously have lied. And you should add as much garlic as the ancestors that whisper in your ear. So I add a lot of garlic. Garlic is just really important, okay? So we're going to do this. And did you know you don't have to peel? You don't have to peel. Now this doesn't, this is a 50-50 chance of this happening, of the skin coming off, because, it doesn't always happen like that. But we're going to, I've already added it to our prep bowls, okay? So what I'm gonna do is now go ahead and just add it in here. Now, something else. Your zucchini has a lot of water. So because it has a lot of water, it is going to help clean your pan. So if you have all that fond at the bottom, what it's going to do is it's going to pull that off and actually add to the zucchini and to the carrots. And if you want, you can actually take, I'm looking for my little, you can take a little measuring cup, add just a few tablespoons of water, and now it's going to add even more, okay? Now we're gonna let that cook for about 5, 6, 7, I don't know, something minutes. Okay. We're also going to add, we're going to open up 2 cans of tomatoes. Now I have a can drained here, but I don't want to drain both cans. So right here you see this is our colander, and this is our stainless steel mixing bowl. So if you can see, this is mainly for camera purposes that I do this. You can drain it in the sink, but I just like to show, like, this sits right on here. So corn or beans or whatever, I will usually do this, okay? Now, we're going to open up this other can with our smooth edge can opener, just like that. And I'm not going to drain this one, okay? I want the juice from this one to help pull up. Sorry, I have a hair in my eye. Okay, I'm going to set that aside because I want the juice from that. All right, so our veggies are still cooking. And now we're going to prep our ricotta. Now I'm going to start some battles here. Now, my dad is from the Bronx. Excuse me, he's passed away, but he was from the brownstones of the Bronx. And growing up in the 50s, they would have different floors that had different ethnicities. So like, he was German, so there was German on one floor, and then there was like Russian, and then there was Italian and everything. So here's the deal. I know in the Midwest, y'all use cottage cheese. I will never do that. And maybe it's because my dad was that, I don't know, but ricotta cheese is what you use for lasagna. Now, I know that that is probably some fighting words, but ricotta cheese is important. So if you're from the Midwest, however, feel free to use your cottage cheese. Just don't say anything. I understand that there's a taste difference, and I get it, so you do you. All right, we're gonna zip this up, okay? So we're going to use Italian seasoning. And I'm going to add about a half a tablespoon. Now, this is our 3-onion rub. We use this so much in our house that I buy bottles of it and put it in a jar like this. I think I got the jar at like TJ Maxx. You guys, I have a teenager who hates onions, and I'm like, onions are in every savory dish. Well, I kind of like onions, blah, blah, blah. You put this in every dish, and now you get onion flavor without upsetting the teenage life. I mean, that's a lie, because I say good morning and I upset him. So anyway, okay, so we're going to add 3 onion rub, and we're going to add all of this in. Now, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese as well. Now, I buy my Parmesan cheese, and I grate it in really large quantities, and then I freeze it, or I just put it in jars. So this is Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to take 2 very healthy little scoops. Isn't that cute? Okay. And there's no fighting in the chat, okay? So if you use ricotta or if you use cottage cheese, it's okay. There's no fighting. All right, so we're going to give this a little mix. Let's check on our veggies. So I will tell you right now, the bottom of my pan is almost completely clean, okay? Because it pulled up all that fond and chicken goodness at the bottom, okay? So we're gonna set this aside. This is our batter bowl. This is the large one. Comes with the lid, so we're gonna set that aside for just a second. And we are going to open up our jars. Now, there's 2 ways to do it. You can try it with your hands, but apparently over 40, like the hair falls out, the vessels, I can't even see without my glasses, and I don't know where those went. So anyway, we're gonna take our 5-in-1 opener, and you can open it this way, okay, and pop that canning, or you can use this, and this is going to open up as well, okay. So this is round. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But my husband recently became a diabetic, like within the last year. And so this is the closest to homemade. And so it's very low in sugar. So this is a great brand if you need to have something that is close to that authentic Italian sauce. This is great, okay? Now, the other thing is if you want to zip up your Italian dishes, find cheeses like this. This is a Parmesan cheese, but this is a tomato basil. It's so good. Oh, I could sit there and eat the brick. Or the wedge. Seriously, it's so good. So what I do is I use our double adjustable grater, okay? And this side, and we have another grater as well, I'm not using tonight. This side has the farmer side. I don't know why it's called that. Anyway, but this is your Parmesan side, okay? And so you can use this. Something that I decided to use last minute, the home office is going to kill me. But we're going to use our cup zester, okay? And what's cool about this is, so you just take this and look, you just go like this. And now, because I don't need a ton of this, I mean I do, but I'm using my regular Parmesan cheese, okay? And then you take it, you go like this because it scrapes off the bottom. And look, now you have all that cheese. Isn't that awesome? Because I've never been sad. I've never regretted my decision to add more cheese to a dish. I've never regretted that decision. I've never been sad eating chips and salsa. I've never been sad eating pasta. Oh, our veggies are looking good. And they're taking longer to cook because I do have too many in there, to be honest. I added too many veggies in there. So if you crowd your pan, that will make a difference in your texture. Especially if you're cooking things like chicken or steak and the like, okay? So, I'm going to show you now our pan. Now, this is the star of the show, okay? You guys, I love this pan. Look, one finger. Okay, and honestly, this color was the color in my wedding. 23 years ago, I have the same anniversary as Pampered Chef does, October 15th. I was getting married. So this is it's like an Italian plum. It's gorgeous. I love this pan, okay? Now here's the cool part. You have a rack that comes with it, okay? So why do you want a rack? Well, this is important because, so like for turkeys, it's gonna elevate that bird so that it doesn't sit its own juice, okay? So it's really important that roasting is a dry heat cooking method. So braising is where like ribs and it's soaking in the juice. Well, you don't want that. That's why you want a rack like this for your bird, okay? But we're not using that for tonight. We're going to take this, we're gonna take our sauce, okay? And we're gonna put a lot of sauce, a lot of sauce. And I don't like wasting at all, so I take a little bit of water and put it in here. And we're going to smoosh this around, okay? Smoosh is a technical term. You can find it in the dictionary. It's like whatchamacallit, thingamajig. These are technical terms, okay? So our veggies are good. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to add our tomatoes in, okay? So we're going to add that one. And we're going to add in this one that is drained, okay? So we're going to give this a little mix. We're going to let it sit there for just a second. Now, does your pasta matter? So, pasta does matter. The brand really, I mean, you got to find your brand that you like. But pasta that is matte finished is actually better for you, okay? So if your pasta is shiny, then it was made differently and it's not as healthy for you and it won't let the sauce cling to it. Now, that being said, I love this brand, okay? I cannot find the lasagna noodles in my store where I live. So I had to order it from Amazon, which means half of these are broken, okay? So, case in point. So we're gonna go ahead and just layer this down. I'll get that in a minute, okay? So we're going to put our lasagna in here. That's sad. I don't know, some of these, they're just gonna have to be, actually, you know what? To be honest, I don't mind this because then you don't have to cut into it as bad. Okay, I have a confession to make. So I wasn't as excited to make this recipe, and I'll tell you why. Because I've been married 23 years, and there's two things my husband cooks: lasagna and chili. And now he's gonna have me see me make this, and he's gonna say, "Oh, that's really good." And now he's not gonna make it anymore. So anyway, Pampered Chef did me dirty. Okay, just kidding. So now that we have our lasagna, okay, we have our lasagna noodles in here. So now we are going to take our ricotta and we're going to put half of it down, okay? I try not to use as many dishes because, let's be honest, well, I have an 18-year-old that is actually going to do the dishes. That is the benefits of having food and shelter, is that you get to do dishes. Okay, so we're gonna spread this around. Remember, I've already added seasonings and all sorts of yummy goodness to this, okay? Oh, I forgot. So our chicken has already been cooked, okay? And so what I did is I put it in our insulated bowl, so it kept it warm. And here's the thing, you don't have to cook it all the way because the chicken is, we're gonna bake this for an hour, okay? So I used our salad choppers to cut up the chicken, okay? So this is what I used, is these bad boys, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this a little bit different because my pan, oh, I missed a few, oh well. Okay, so the bad thing is I'm not allowed to have the dogs in here because they make noise, they bark, but they're the ones that clean up my messes, so I'm kind of in a conundrum of what I need them. So, where's my other spatula? Okay, we're gonna scrape all the chicken out. Alright, and now we're gonna mix all this up, okay? Does this not look good? Like, seriously, I could eat this. This is just such amazing, and I love this skillet. We use this skillet a lot, okay? Now, I need a trivet underneath here. I don't want it, it's just warm enough. I don't want it to hurt my island. Okay, so we're gonna take, oh, I know what I'll do. It's a little bit heavier with all these veggies. So we're gonna take our scoop and serve. So let me tell you, I love this tool because I finally feel, I grew up in the country and I kind of feel like I get to shovel my food and it's like okay to do so. And so thank you. I just like that, being able to shovel all that food. Okay, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna take more sauce and we're going to, oh, I forgot the cheese. Oh my gosh. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Okay, I think this is the middle layer, so nobody will know that it's like out of whack, right? So I grate my cheese and freeze it. You'll see my bag here. This comes out of my freezer, okay? You save so much money by buying it in bricks and then grating it yourself. Did you know that cellulose is in pre-grated cheese? Now, this is cellulite. Cellulose is one step above sawdust, okay? So it's important that, now I'm saying that and you'll find pre-grated cheese in my fridge. You will. My husband likes convenience, and so I think that we have to pick our battles in our family, right? Pick our battles, pick what we're willing to deal with and where we're trying to save money, save time. I think everything has to be done in balance, right? Okay. So we're gonna add more. Now, with this pan, here's the pan that from now on, when this comes out, you know you're gonna eat whatever's in this pan for 10 days. Minimum 10 days. Like that's what happens when you buy on Amazon, okay? So, and the only reason why is because my store doesn't have it. They had the linguine and then they had the spaghetti, but they didn't have the lasagna ones, okay? So I wanted the lasagna for this, okay? So, we're going to add our rest of our ricotta cheese. So in the ricotta cheese, there's egg, the Parmesan seasoning, Parmesan seasoning, and some other seasonings. Parmesan cheese and Italian seasonings, okay? All right. So now I'm a big proponent of, now if you guys weren't watching me, I totally licked the spoon, but people get a little upset when you do that on camera, so I won't do that. I did live parties for 17 years in people's homes. They don't like that either when you start licking all the stuff. They just get a little upset when you start licking spoons. So I had to learn early on, don't lick spoons. Don't lick doorknobs either, but that's a different conversation. Okay, so we're gonna put this on. And so I feel like I need to, I have some neighbors that are older. One of my neighbors, Barbara, she just lost her husband of 73 years. 73 years, right? And I'm taking her some of this. I am hands down going to take her some of this because there's no way that, I mean, 10 days, this is like the rest of October that I'm going to be eating this. Okay. So we're going to break this up. It's mostly thawed. All right, there's so much in here. This makes me laugh. Okay, so that's one nice thing. Here's a tip too. Go to like Goodwill or your secondhand stores and find like Corningware, like all that stuff that, you know, Grandma had. And when you take a dish to someone, you can take it in that, and they don't have to get it back. Just have a little storage of that stuff, and then you don't have to have any extra. Not metal or whatever, you just give them, I mean, that's nostalgic, right? Like you just have a little stash, and then you just take it to them, and then you don't have to worry about them bringing your good stuff. Like, you just say, back off. All right, so now we take our foil, and we're gonna cover this. And we're going to put this in the oven for 50 minutes. Are you going to stay with me for 50 minutes? Just kidding. You don't have to, because we're going to put that right in there. We're going to set the timer for 50 minutes. Because I have TV magic, okay? Would you like to see TV magic? So, I feel like I'm getting ready for a surgery by putting these on. Okay. So now, I'm in the other part of the kitchen. Trivets, look. Look at that. That one wasn't nearly as full as that one is going to be. But, look how good this looks. You guys. All right. Now, I'm going to move it back. Because, see, we have one more thing to make. All right? Now, doesn't this look good? You guys, can you smell it? Like, sniff. Just sniff. You remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they had smell-o-vision? I think that should be invented. I'm a little disgruntled that it's not. So, just saying. Now, here's the rule. Because this has a lot of veggies, in fact, you could omit the pasta and use zucchini noodles as your main vehicle for all of this. I mean, you could. But you get garlic bread. So because there's so many veggies, you get to have extra garlic bread. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to tell you. All right? So we're going to take our bread knife and we're going to cut this just like this. And this is, we're going to use our air fryer. Okay, so I'm going to get it going, and I'm going to put it on conventional bake. I'm going to put it for 7 minutes, but I'm going to go up on the temperature to 400. And now it's preheating, okay? So now what do? What's our basis for garlic bread? All right, take your pretzel, 2 cup, 1 cup, whatever, doesn't matter. This is butter. This is clarified butter. I make my own. It's easy. And why is clarified butter better? Well, regular butter is fine, but clarified butter removes the milk protein and the water. So this, what I do is I just cook it, and now this has a higher smoke point. So you can use it when you're cooking steaks and all sorts of stuff, okay? So we're gonna take a spoon, and it's actually, if you can it, you can actually make it shelf stable. Mine is not canned. So I store my extras actually in the fridge. But if you do it better than I do, then you can keep it on the shelf, okay? This is red and garlic Parmesan. This seasoning is like the best. We go through this so much in our house. I can't even tell you, like, it's so much. My husband, he loves this. So we're gonna take it, we take our bread, we're gonna take our butter with the garlic Parmesan, and we're going to just put it like this. And that, and we're gonna put it in the air fryer for the 7 minutes, and that's it. So that's the end of, I think I got everything in. I don't know what my time is like because we were delayed a little bit. So someone, like, if you're bored of me, tell me. Like, someone come, you know.
Is that my cue, Laura?
What?
Is that my cue to come back on, or are you still going?
I guess I don't know how much time we're at because we were delayed, so I really don't know my. We're at 6:45, so I want to make sure that
I appreciate you being respectful of that. It's all good. So how about this? Why don't I do our giveaway and a couple quick announcements, and then if you want to show us the finished garlic bread afterwards, would that work?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, well done. You are so fun in the kitchen, Laura. Thank you for your humor and for your warmth. It's wonderful, and you're getting a lot of love in the chat, so thank you very much. So friends, we're going to do our giveaway tonight, and then a couple important announcements to share with you. And so tonight we are doing a bigger giveaway than normal, and we are giving away our rapid prep mandolin, which I'm very, very excited about. So let me put my screen on here, and we're going to see who our winners are tonight for a rapid prep mandolin. I think it's you. We'll see. All right. So congratulations, friends, to Misty Calloway, Connie Sandboth, and Karen Chan. You are our winners tonight, and I will be getting in touch with you after this event to get your shipping and contact information so that we can get your rapid prep mandolin in the mail. Misty, Connie, and Karen, congratulations, friends. You're our winners. And if you are not a winner, but you want to get your hands on a mandolin and save a ton of time on your chopping, hey, for the rest of this week until Sunday night, you can get 15% off of the Rapid Prep mandolin and the food chopper. These are awesome tools. I use these things multiple times a week in my own cooking. Saves so much time on chopping veggies, which we all do all the time. So take advantage of that sale. And hey, if 15% off is not enough, how about 60% off? When you host a party in October, you can get 60% off any one item with qualifying party sales. Now, I want to invite you to something really, really special. Two things really special next week. Next week, you may have heard Laura say earlier that we are celebrating our anniversary as a company. Next week, Pampered Chef is turning 45 years old as a company. And in 1980, Doris Christopher hosted the very first Pampered Chef party and cooked a pizza on a pizza stone. So we are honoring those roots as well as looking to the future with a modern pizza party of our own from our home office test kitchen, same time next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Sandy from our test kitchen will be making some iconic pizza recipes, and we are doing 45 giveaways next week. So tell everybody you know to get here next week because we're doing 45 giveaways during the Pampered Chef Live next week. And then later that week, that's on Tuesday. Then on Thursday of next week, also at 7 p.m. Central Time, we are hosting a warm conversation about the life-altering possibilities found in becoming a Pampered Chef consultant. So you'll have the opportunity to hear some beautiful stories from consultants firsthand, ask questions, and find a really supportive and welcoming space. So both of these events, Tuesday and Thursday, will happen via Zoom. Both are at 7 p.m. Central Time. And the registration forms for both of these events can be found on our website at pamperedchef.com or .ca/live-events. So go there, sign up for both of these things, and think about who might you invite to come along to you to these things. It's going to be a ton of fun next week. Don't miss these. And speaking of possibilities, if you're ready to say yes to the possibility of starting your own business on your own schedule, a perfect way to get started is the Heartstone Kit, paying homage to that 1980 founding year with a startup kit priced at just $19.80 in both the US and Canada. This super low startup cost pays homage to the Pampered Chef founding year, like I said, and you can start your own side hustle and run a business on your own schedule, earn income, earn products, be part of something bigger than yourself, and make mealtime easier for others along the way. It's a wonderful opportunity. So learn more about that at the Pizza to Possibilities event next week, Thursday. All right. So how's that garlic bread looking, Laura? And are you ready for some Q&A?
I'm ready for Q&A. My preheat isn't even done yet. So let's oh, there it goes. I got it. Hold on.
All good.
All right. So go ahead. I'm ready for Q&A.
Okay, no, great. So you made the chicken ahead of time, and I know how much chicken, or like how many chicken breasts, or how much did you use for this recipe?
Not enough. I just grabbed some bags from the freezer that I had portioned, and I just grabbed some. I would say, 3 chicken breasts. I mean, it kind of depends on the size and how much protein you want in there. I honestly feel, no shade to the vegetarians, but, protein is really important, and I'm sure that they figure out the way to get their protein. But my husband and my son, like, we like our meat.
That's great. Thank you. A couple people were wondering how you make your ghee or your clarified butter.
So ghee it's super, super easy. So what I do is I buy butter when it's on sale. I buy the cheap, unsalted butter. And you literally boil it down in a slow process. And it's not really something I can just share with you on here. You have to skim off the top, and if you want to really do it well, you put it through a cheesecloth to get all of the milk protein out. But in all honesty, you can Google it. All of you who have consultants that you love, please, please, please reach out to them. Reach out to your consultants. Like, they're a resource for you. Maybe they don't make it, but that's what we consultants do. We're always helping each other. We're always providing so much information for each other. So reach out to your consultant. They'll help you.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Thank you, Laura. Last question. Somebody was curious about if you wanted to make this ahead of time and then put it in the fridge and then cook it the next day. Is there any issues with that, or anything you would do differently?
The only thing I would caution you on that is that your vegetables, especially zucchini, are going to release moisture. So if you do that, and I was going to show you our leak-proof containers, because this is what I send lunches home or out with my husband. But you have to be careful. So what I would do if I was going to put it in the fridge and cook it the next day is I would actually put my zucchini, I would slice it, put my zucchini in a bowl with some salt for about 30 minutes and let that water draw out. Then go ahead and put it in there and mix it all in. If you don't, you're going to have way more water content, and it could actually end up being soggy. And
Yeah.
so zucchini has a lot of water, so you just have to be aware of that.
Wisdom, wisdom. Thank you so much, Laura. And thank you for this amazing presentation. Thanks for rolling with the punches with the technical difficulties. I appreciate it. This was so wonderful. And thanks all of you for sticking with us and for your kind words that you were showering Laura with in the chat. Yeah, it's really, really wonderful. You all are an amazing bunch. So we hope you will join us for these two awesome events next week for the 45th anniversary pizza party on Tuesday and Pizza to Possibilities on Thursday. Register for both now. So we're going to sign off there, friends. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you, Laura. You are amazing. And I hope you all had a blast.